Hi everyone, welcome back to the Divine Feminine Energy channel. My name is Lynn and today we're going to look a little bit deeper into this Venus retrograde going on from the 2nd of March till April. And April, I think 14, 15, somewhere, mid-April. But this is an energy that doesn't come about that often. You know, Mercury goes retrograde often. Venus, the planet of love, relationships, money, doesn't go retrograde that often. So I want to talk to you guys about what this means astrologically, as well as give you a little prediction for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign. So I'm actually excited about this transit. I think it can be a lot. It can be a lot because when we're having a planet such as Venus, right? Venus is all about harmony and beauty, aesthetic, and kind of it is a very peaceful, a very benefic planet. But this planet for the majority will be in the sign of Aries and retrograding. So when Venus is in Aries, it does not necessarily feel that at home. So Venus rules like Taurus, Libra, and it feels more at home in those signs. And there are certain signs that Venus feels a little bit less at home in. And what that means is that the planet's energy just kind of contradicts a little bit with the zodiac sign's energy. And Aries is one of those kind of detriment energies when it comes to Venus. So that's an interesting thing to note, because Aries is all about independence, while Venus kind of deals with our relationships with others. Aries is about assertiveness and kind of, going, standing up for ourselves, conflict, a little bit of chaos. And Venus is a little bit opposite of that, right? Venus is about living in harmony, everything is peaceful, everything is pretty, nothing is too chaotic. And that's why this is already quite an interesting transit. And then it is going retrograde. So instead of our usual Venus and Aries energy, where we want quick, passionate energy in our relationship, or we want quick movement within our money, or we're kind of like, we just feel like, okay, let's move things along, let's keep things going. It's retrograding, and retrogrades are when we're asked to reassess, reflect, slow down. So as you can tell, with all these energies together, like retrogrades, Aries energy, Venus energy, it's a bit of a weird mix. But nonetheless, I am actually excited for it, because retrogrades come in so we can learn deeper lessons, so we can do deeper reflection, self-assessment. It kind of deepens the normal lessons of, Venus in Aries energy, and brings us a new sense of insights that we didn't have before. So at this time, our relationships could be going through maybe some conflict, maybe some challenges, whether it's the relationship with ourselves, with others, or money. I've already been seeing it that maybe it was also because I was in my luteal phase, and I'm very much ruled by Venus. So I feel any Venus transit quite intensely. But I was already feeling that my confidence was a little bit low, and I was feeling more impulsive with spending money, and I was feeling more impatient, like all these Aries themes around, certain energies with other people. Literally, I've been feeling a little bit like I want to fight someone. And interestingly enough, obviously, that is something we need to reassess. So with this retrograde, you can expect to have to reassess the energy of money. Like, where do I spend money on? Am I too impulsive with money spending? With love and relationships, maybe it's even an energy of We may have to face a fear or certain challenges or certain, uncomfortable situations with people. And later on in March, Aries will go into another retrograde, but in Mercury. So there's even a little bit of this, there can be some misunderstandings. There is really quite some energy in the air that can cause a little bit of disruption. But at the same time, I feel like it can deepen our relationship with passion, with true self-love, with independence versus codependence. It can teach us a lot of important things, even regarding our own energy. Like Aries is all about Mars. It's our own energy. Where do we spend too much energy where we don't, feel balanced or reciprocated? Or where do we, kind of need to push more or pull back? Like, it's all these things that are going to be taught. And again, it's also Venus, so a lot could happen with people around us at this time. Even relationships could be under the loop. So whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship with someone, this could be a time that's highlighted. So maybe in your current relationship, there's like, whether it's friendships or romantic relationships, but Venus does also deal with romance. Themes can come up to the surface, right? Like, where are we meeting in a harmonious way, or where do we may see that, there's some dissonance going on, or maybe we have to be more assertive with how we feel and speak up and not give in to the people pleasing, like, I just want to do everything for you so we don't get mad at each other, and learn from conflict. Maybe themes around passion, physical passion, and if there's enough of that in your relationship, intimacy could be highlighted. And even if you're single, like, you should definitely keep your eyes out with this Venus retrograde, because it can bring up past energies. It can bring up past people. But whatever comes up from the past, I feel like it won't come without a challenge. It won't be one of those transits where it's like, ooh, this person came back and everything was it was all good. There's something to work through in Venus retrograde. There's something that will be challenged, whether that's your self-concept, whether that's something with money, whether that's something with other people around you. But ultimately, it will teach you a lot and it will help you move forward a lot more. So that is a little bit of a blessing in disguise energy. Lastly, check what house Aries is in for you. This will tell you a lot. Like, I'm a Libra rising, so Aries is opposite. It's in my 7th house. There's a lot of extra emphasis on partnerships. But if you're an Aries rising, it's in your 1st house. I will leave a little diagram for you to look at where Aries is, because this can tell you a little bit more about the area that will be most highlighted. Now that we have a little bit of the astrological gossip on what could go on, I'm going to do a little love / connection message for you, because it is Venus retrograde. So there is a very high probability that this will influence your social or love or, connections with other people. So let's do a little message for you. Dear Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, or Rising, let's look into what this Venus retrograde is, doing for you, what it's bringing in, or how it's impacting my Aries. Okay, we have Capricorn Sun in the 5th house. Okay, so there can be some things coming up for you around relationships. Like, the 5th house is like short-term things, like dating or short-term relationships, the things we like to do for fun, where we're not taking everything so damn serious. But then we also have Capricorn energy, which is kind of opposite of that, and it talks about where we do need to be serious, where we do need to take things more seriously. So let's do a couple more cards to clarify how that really taps in for you. Okay, for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, how is this Venus retrograde going to impact them? Okay, for some of you, you might be dating around. You might, you might meet someone new, and you may even go through a little bit of the challenge of, okay, I want something that's obviously somewhat stable, but with this Venus retrograde in Aries, it doesn't maybe right away make you feel like this is stability, because there's so much of this energy around of like enjoy the moment, play, like it's not the right away, we're feeling clear, we're feeling certain about things. But I do see some joy in your relationship where there may be someone that that you're kind of vibing with, or that you like. And we do have Capricorn energy, so this could be a Capricorn, or they could have certain qualities of Capricorn energy. Like maybe for some of you, they can be a bit older than you, they can have a good job, or they can exude something that's quite hardworking, and you might like that about them. Anything else for my Aries? Ooh, look at this one. I love this card. The Sun in Aries, Conquest. So there may be even a little bit of an energy here where it's like someone needs to chase a little bit. Someone needs to make something happen and put in a little bit of work. And whether for some of you that's another person, and maybe you're like, you know what? I want someone who will put in some work towards me. And we do have Aries and Capricorn energy, which is a good sign of more work. So even if you are already in a relationship, you could expect some more effort, some more like, okay, we're gonna do what needs to be done to make this work. And I think that's something you're really gonna enjoy, that you're not going to have to do everything by yourself, because maybe you have hyper independent tendencies as an Aries, and you're learning to really do the I don't chase, I attract energy with your partners, and it's paying off. Yes, look, we have Empress energy. So your blessing is that you're going to be more in your feminine energy in your partnerships, and it's making other people want to step up for you more. All right, I love that. You can check out your other placements, your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, and love you. Spirit, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is this Venus retrograde bringing in for them? We have Pisces, Mercury in the 5th house. Interesting. There's been a lot of 5th house energy, which makes sense because the 5th house rules over dating, over kind of like the things we do for fun, these sometimes more casual encounters we have with people, but that feel very fun, that light us up, that make us feel good. And maybe that's something you're kind of being led towards with Venus retrograde in Aries, to have a bit more fun in relationships with people in general, and to kind of allow some fun in, maybe allow yourself to go on a date, or have a laugh with someone, like kind of explore a little bit, like put your foot in the water type of energy. But let's see what this means with Pisces, Mercury there as well for Taurus, Sun, Moon. Ooh, I like this because it kind of taps into what I said. Your love life is being affected by children. And I feel like for most of you, there is a softness starting to happen for you in love, and a playfulness. Yes. There is flirting, there is play, there is laughter, there's a little bit of a innocent, sweet energy. And maybe that's what you're unlocking with Venus retrograde. And again, I think Venus retrograde is when we approach it like this. So when we allow the fun and a bit of laughter, that it's a better energy to go with that than to right away expect incredible, serious, clear energy because it's retrograding. But I do feel like a lot of people in my collective are getting blessings with Venus retrograde. So there can be an extra playfulness coming to you with Venus retrograde, where maybe it's a specific person, or maybe it's just your own spirit, where it's like, you know what, I'm ready to have more fun. I'm gonna give into this energy of, yeah, maybe feeling a little bit like I don't know where things are gonna go anyway. I don't have the answers right now. So I might as well be open and see where life takes me. And there's someone here that really wants to communicate with you in a way that's playful and kind of flirty and fun. With the 10 of Wands, yeah, I also feel like maybe you will feel like maybe there's something about, I'm not hiding anymore. You know, if people dislike me or like me or whatever, how I dress or how I am, it's fine. I don't care if it's likable or dislikable. And I'm just gonna be whatever. I'm gonna be who I am. And I'm just kind of done with I feel like you're a little bit more bold with this Venus retrograde, because you kind of feel like you're a little bit done with everyone else's input or everyone else's negative energy. And till you're surprised, there's actually someone who's bringing in positive energy, and they're quite fun and flirty and loving, and I think they're actually quite sweet. And you're just like, okay, that's a breath of fresh air. Maybe you've been dealing with a lot of people who just haven't had a fun energy. Okay, that's what I have for you, Taurus. Let's move on to Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is this Venus retrograde bringing for my Geminis? Ooh, we have Scorpio, Pluto in the 10th house. I notice when I do these readings, I go into a very high energy, because I feel like it's obviously a lot that's happening. So I just have to remind myself, slow down, breathe, girl. Okay, so you have a very transformative time ahead, and I feel like you might be rebirthing a lot in your career at this time as well. Okay, so Venus is also money related, and I do feel like, Geminis, that there's going to be something quite huge happening for you in that area of what Venus deals with. Gemini. Trust. Yeah. Maybe there is a little bit of this energy for you with Venus retrograde, and we're in such a weird mix of energy astrologically, right? Where on the one hand, we have a bunch of Pisces energy, and then on the other hand, we're moving into a lot of Aries energy. So maybe you're kind of feeling like you're in between cycles, and part is super unclear and like void-like, and part of it is like, I want to move forward, I want to make it happen. And I do feel like you're going to get some sort of positive energy happening for you, but it almost feels like you can't fully control everything. It's kind of like, okay, I need to let this flow. I have no other, a proposal and a Chariot. Exactly. Wow, look at that. There's something coming in for you that you will receive, and it will be filled with something that will make you happy, and it's going to come in relatively quick, or it will move things forward relatively quick. And for a lot of you, this is job related, or yeah, so Venus also deals with business partnerships, and maybe there could be some significant business partnership, or someone that wants to invest, or someone that has some sort of knowledge that will move a goal of yours forward. So if you're manifesting a home, maybe someone comes in and tells you, hey, look at this one, and then it's like, oh, this is quite good, should I try? And then boom, something's changing. So there could be something of an offer, something of a piece of information, or someone saying something to you, and then a relatively quick decision coming in that could really shift your life. And that's the beauty, I think, of March. We have eclipse season, we have all this Aries energy starting to happen. So there is a real feel of newness. And I also feel like for you guys, it's going to, yeah, come in very beautifully, but kind of maybe intensely as well, where it's like, ugh, so quick. Now that the ball starts rolling, this is changing. Okay, I guess. Okay, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. What is happening with Venus retrograde in Aries for you guys? Okay, we have Sagittarius, Saturn in the 4th house. Okay, let's see. What is happening this Venus retrograde for my Cancers? Sun, Moon, Venus rising. We have flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. Yeah, this is going to be a mix of things for you guys. Because we have Sag energy. So the Sag energy reminds me of like, let's do something spontaneous. Let's, like, even in your relationships with others, maybe there is a hopefulness, a spontaneity, a fiery energy where it's like, okay, let's move forward. Let's do some fun things. Let's be a bit bold. Let's try, whatever it is that's coming up in life. But some of you may be dealing with a move or desiring a move. And sorry, burp. We do have some Saturn energy. So there's a little bit of this energy of like a push and pull, where it's like Sag is hopeful and we're expanding, we're moving. And then Saturn is like, okay, but the timing of things, there's still maybe a little bit of an element of restriction in certain things, but I do feel like you're a lot more hopeful this retrograde, where it's like, okay, I know there is something that is yet meant to come together, and that I feel a little uncertain about, or a little restricted in, but I also want to have some fun. I want to enjoy this because, yeah, I don't want to be in an energy of like beating myself up over things that are outside of my control. And I do think that the cosmic energy of some Aries energy in the mix, some Pisces energy, it can also help us to be like, okay, F it then, because Pisces doesn't fucking know anyway, and it doesn't care that it doesn't know. And Aries energy is just like too impatient to care. And we're kind of in the mix of those things. So maybe you're just like a little bit like, okay, whatever, bro. Let's just have some fun while we're drowning then. Okay, let's see anything else for Cancer, Sun, Moon. Ooh, you also have the Chariot and the Mansion. So a lot of you guys are looking into a home, vacation, or something, getaway, or manifesting a new home. And part of it is sometimes you may feel like, okay, this is not moving forward. And then at other times it's like, yeah, it's being set in motion though. So there's just this element of some form of restriction, some form of time that you may struggle with, but then at the same time, I feel like your vibe, your positivity, you do try and keep that, because it's kind of, you just keep on manifesting, like, if it's meant to happen, it will happen. And the positive thing about this is that it's set in motion. Something is already starting to manifest for you. All right? All right, so let's see Leos. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, my cat is like laying down, very dramatic, like her paws is against the wall and she's sleeping like this. Super cute. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month. Sorry, for Venus retrograde. It's funny because I'm getting a bit of a dreamy, a bit of a fantasy energy for you guys. And we have Neptune in Aquarius in the 4th house. I don't know if there's been an energy of more daydreaming or kind of like fantasy or something along those lines. Maybe in your relationships, maybe in something you want to make happen. Maybe there's been something that it's like, okay, I want to make this happen. You know, I want to make this move, or I want to do this thing, but for some time I didn't have another option than just to dream about it or just to manifest by, you know, kind of like fantasizing and dreaming upon it. Or maybe if it regards another person, maybe there's been a lot of like fantasy or thinking or dreaming in the air. My cat is so cute. Like, oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Such a gushy energy all of a sudden. She's been laying like this for hours, but I didn't have this gushiness in the other pile. So what's going on with Leo some of you guys, maybe it's a significant group of people that I pick up on, but for some of you, there's even a little bit of a crush energy. So we have attraction. You attract this romantic love by enjoying the moment fully, and wedding. I feel like there's something that you're kind of gushing over for whatever reason, and it could be I need to sneeze. It could be a person for some of you, but we also have the 4th house and Aquarius energy, so they can also, I don't know, I feel like there's something, whether it's a person or it's something that you feel you're leveling up with, that you really like. Something in your life feels like, okay, I really like this. This is really nice. And if it's a person, maybe there is an energy of like, I think they're really cute, or I think they're really unique, or they make me feel very, very safe or at home. Let's see. Oh my god, there's a lot coming out for you guys. Once again, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for their forgiveness. Okay. I'm picking up on multiple things here. For some of you, there's conflict resolution and you're getting back into a better energy with someone. For others of you, it's kind of like, okay, there is a room for more romanticism, or a room for something kind of being a bit more soft and sweet in your life. So if it is a new person, a new crush, or even with Venus retrograde, you know, I don't think it maybe is completely new, but maybe it's someone that you hadn't had the chance to really get to know, and then you kind of get to know, and it's like, oh, I think they're so cute, or I think they're really fun. But I also think you should be mindful that there is a possibility of having to be quite open with each other, or maybe little misunderstandings. But I feel like there's also a possibility for you, Leo, to make up again. So maybe some of you are like trying to make up with someone, or you're kind of like starting off with someone and goes very well and they're all cute and they're sweet, and then something may come as a bit of a misunderstanding, and then you'll make up again, and you'll get to know each other more deeply through that. Okay, so that's what I have for my Leos. Let's move on to Virgos, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. I did hear like ground for someone. Maybe there's something about grounding more in this transit for you in particular, connecting to your element. My cat is so cute, like she's burying her head in the pillow. Oh, so cute. Okay. Virgo, Sun, Venus, Moon, and Rising for Aries, Venus retrograde. Sorry. We have Sagittarius, is it? Oh no, Sagittarius Venus in the 7th house. Interesting. Okay, I guess I wanted to take this card. Virgo. We have the forgiveness card for you guys. You know what I'm also picking up on? Like someone... Wait, let me first pull a card. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Yeah, okay. It's interesting. I'm kind of picking up on when it comes to your relationships with other people, that there might be, on the one hand, Virgos, I see you are kind of excited to explore, whether it's explore something with someone who is now in your life, or you're excited to explore new friendships or new things. There's a part of you that's excited because we have this fiery energy, and it makes us want to explore. It makes us want to experience things. It doesn't make us want to sit still. But then there's something coming up where it's like, okay, maybe someone had said or done something that you felt like was a bit rude. I kept hearing that word. It felt a bit rude, or it felt a bit blunt. But I wouldn't say something that's detrimental, right? But like, yeah, someone that may have made a certain impression, and it's like, okay, I don't love that. I don't love... I didn't love how they articulated that, or I didn't love how they were acting, or something along those lines. But again, I don't feel like it's so massive that it will completely tell you this is a horrible person, or they have no emotional intelligence at all. But maybe with your Virgo tendencies, maybe there has been an energy where you felt like... if I'm honest, and I don't want to judge you, but maybe you judge someone a little bit, and maybe rightfully so, right? Like maybe they did something that just, yeah, you didn't love that, or you saw them talk to someone and you felt like, I don't know about that. But there is a forgiveness card coming in, so it's like, I do feel like whatever it is, even if someone said something that was a bit tactless and a bit weird to you, it's something you could forgive. It's something where you're like, okay, you know, as long as this person takes accountability and kind of understands that saying that or doing that is not that attractive or not that great in a friendship or in a partnership, then I guess we can move on, we can learn, you know. And it will kind of bring back a little bit more positivity for you, and you'll kind of give someone a chance again. But again, I don't feel like it's a very big thing. I wouldn't say like, oh, that person that like cheated on you or lied, like give them a chance again. No, this is something relatively small, as in like they came across a bit blunt, or a bit too like a bit too unserious. But it's something that can be you feel like when this person comes around, it can be done if they take accountability and show some maturity. But you might decide, okay, you know, let's talk about it with this person. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that card because it's all the way over there, but it's the Six of Swords. It's kind of like, okay, let's try one more time, you know, even if it's a friend. Sometimes friends also say things and we're like, oh, that's so annoying. But if they are able to kind of take responsibility, then yeah, we can try again. And that's maybe a bit of the energy that you're in. All right, Virgo, that's what I have for you. Hi there, my beautiful... Oof. Jesus, I saw myself twice. Ugh, I'm in such an unserious mood today. Hi there, my Libras. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You're sharing my rising sign with me. Let's see how Venus retrograde is going to influence you. And I always think Libras and Tauruses, these readings are big for you because you're already ruled by Venus, you know? So as someone who has a lot of Venus placements or Venus energy in my chart, it really influences me more than when like Mars is doing something. You know what I mean? So let's see. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. How is this Venus retrograde impacting them? Okay, we have Aries South Node in the 5th house. Oh, that's an interesting one because South Node can deal with the past and the 5th house can kind of deal with short-term relationships, dating, things we do for fun. And Aries is also all about this passion. So maybe you're reawakening some passion, Libras. Libra, Sun, Moon, Venus rising with Venus retrograde. Ooh, yeah, wow, this is quite cool. We have the most significant energy for the Libras, like where this feels very potent. We have calling in your soulmate, and yeah, you may know this. You may know that what you're doing at this time is no small, I'm just doing whatever, dating whoever, seeing whoever. Like, I feel like you guys are not in that stage. You may have very consciously been working on yourself, working on your healing to manifest a higher vibrational, you know, next partner into your life. And whether they're romantic, you might know like, okay, I am going to be, yeah, really, I'm making room for someone significant, and I have been for a while. And yeah, Venus retrograde, trust me, it is obviously a challenging time because it's maybe not when people come in at this time that it's right away, boom, like it's all fun games, love and rainbows and sunshines and butterflies. It can come with challenges, but I do feel like it can also be a time of manifesting past life partnerships or big partnership manifestations can come in. And maybe for you, you're aware that this Venus retrograde is very, very important in manifesting someone significant. So let's see Venus retrograde for my Libras. Yeah, empathy. Okay. Yeah, there has been a real distance with someone. And for you, it might even be like, I don't even know if I know this person, but I know that their energy's around. I know, but I've also been like needing to surrender it because I feel like for a lot of you, you've been feeling the energy for quite some time now that there's someone significant coming in. But in Venus retrograde, we do have Mercury energy for you. We do have empathy. So let's do one more card because Spirit is keeping it a little bit mysterious, but let's do one more card. Venus retrograde for Libra. Yeah, maybe you've even become quite impatient. And it's hard because it's like you can feel in your energy that you're going to be manifesting someone significant relatively soon, because this has been amplifying for you, this energy. That's not what you're feeling. Take a different energy prediction than this one, because that's really what I'm feeling for this group. But yeah, this person may come in, and then they come in a little bit as a Knight of Wands, and that's not really fun to hear, because a Knight of Wands, they can be a bit like sometimes they come across as a bit immature, and they can come across as a bit, you know, you're like, all this and this is what's coming in. But I think that there is, even when we come across as something, there is a deeper energy within this person that can be awakened. But it's almost like the way this person may come in may to you almost feel like, even if you don't know who they are, and then you're like, with, you know, someone is coming in, and what's coming in is this person that kind of acts a bit immature, and you're like, why is this clown around? But there could still be a lot of attraction, and you're just like, why this one? Like, why are you not, you know, an emperor yet? But yeah, that might be a little bit of the first impression before you fully see who they are. They may present themselves a bit juvenile at times. Maybe this is a fire sign that you're dealing with as well. And I feel like, yeah, that may be, you may feel a bit annoyed with this, like the way this manifestation comes through, and then you're like, all I'm being told is soulmate energy, and I'm doing all this work on myself, and then this person comes in, and the initial reaction for you is kind of like, even if you find them super attractive and nice, you're like, why they act like this? Why they not a bit more mature? But again, people have multiple layers, so this can be a little bit of a front from this person as well, of how they initially represent themselves with people. So that's something for you guys to know. It's kind of funny though. I think you're gonna feel a bit annoyed, but your spirit guides are kind of laughing at this, like it's not that serious. This person just has they have a way about them that you, on the one hand, find attractive, on the other hand, find deadly annoying. All right, Scorpios. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising Scorpio. How are you guys? Let's look into your Venus retrograde predictions. I do have to see if my battery... Okay, I think I'm fine. Sorry for like the sweat. I just came home from the gym, and I was like, you know what, I'm too lazy to... So I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna shower after this. Okay. Scorpio, we have Cancer energy. Cancer South Node. Wow. No, sorry. Cancer North Node in the 12th house. Scorpio for Venus retrograde. Ooh, let go of control issues. Okay. Yeah. There's just so much water energy for you guys coming in this retrograde, which is maybe as well because you're also ruled by Mars, just as Aries energy is, and you're kind of the watery side of Mars, so maybe you'll feel this transit in a little bit more of a watery way, where it's like, okay, there can be a lot of past emotions coming up for you, where it's like maybe you're dealing with a confusion, or you're trying to heal something emotionally, or you're maybe still healing from like a breakup or from a person. I do feel like it is an energy of healing for you in particular, especially if there has been something that you've been through and it's yet to completely heal. And maybe part of you has been like, you know what, I would love to meet someone new, because there is also for some of you here, it's like, I want to meet someone new, but the energy of your heart, of your subconscious, is also meeting people or meeting someone new, because it doesn't fully want to sit with the pain of something that hasn't completely been healed yet. So maybe even if you've been through a breakup 2 years ago, maybe there's been a level of healing that you didn't allow yourself to completely do yet, and that there's still pain and there's still hurt, And part of you may feel like every time I try and get into a new relationship with someone or a friendship, you may have a bit of controlling tendencies, but you're also starting to learn that whatever that is, right? Like controlling or feeling a bit jealous, feeling a bit scared with people, is maybe because of whatever betrayal or something you've suffered from, where you felt like you had to hold on to people because if you didn't have an eye on them, then maybe they did something that wasn't right, or maybe there was something that hurt you, or that you've seen in your family that was full of hurt and not great. So it's almost like part of you is like, I need to keep people in control because I need to see what's going on. I don't want to be blindsided again. But you're starting to learn like, okay, that's because I'm hurt. That's because I'm wounded at some level. And the right people, the right friends, the right relationships, you don't have to keep an eye on them all the time because they want to treat you well. When you're away, they want to, text you, and they want to make sure that you're good. They don't want to do anything to hurt you. And I think that you're discovering a lot about your past wounds and how that may come across in how you deal with people. So why you may get triggered or insecure, but then we have chemistry. So the fun thing about this is I feel like maybe it's because you're attracted to someone new that this is coming up. So it could be like, oh, I'm very attracted to someone new, and that is excited, and you're like, okay, I'm attracted to someone new, but I need to learn to let the situation unfold because in the past this and that happened, and that's why these tendencies are there. And I don't judge you, Scorpio. I'm an 8th house Venus. If it was up to me, I'd be a fly on the wall of every damn man I meet, but I can't be. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's excitement there, but there's a lot of heavy emotions for you. Like, can I trust them? Should I run away? Should I just like fuck all that? I don't even want to, put myself in a possibility to get hurt. But if you don't put yourself in a possibility to get hurt, you also don't put yourself in a possibility to be happy. All right? Okay. Let's see Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus rising. How is this Venus retrograde going to impact you? Okay. We have Capricorn, Uranus in the 5th house. I believe that in my March energy, you guys also got Capricorn energy. So March can be a bit of a Capricornian type of influence for you. And yeah, this Venus retrograde can definitely be impacting you as well with your finances. And I said it in the beginning, like Venus deals with money, so we're often meant to look more deeply into our spending habits. March in many places is when we have to do taxes. There's a lot of stuff coming up so maybe for some of you it's like, okay, I need to balance that a little bit because Venus in Aries, it can make us impulsive, like I almost, went onto a freaking rampage with buying new shit yesterday. And I was like, I cannot do that. It made me impulsive. And maybe some of you are like, okay, I know that there may be some unexpected things that could happen over the coming months, or some things that could shift my life over the coming months. So I also need to be a bit responsible because maybe with this eclipse season, maybe there is really this energy of like, I can feel that things can start to really shift and happen right now. And I almost need to prepare a little bit by staying as grounded and as kind of stuck to my plan and stuck to it as much as I can. And that's hard because you're a Sag. You like to be free. You don't like to have to think about responsibility and all that too much. But there's a part of you that's kind of awakening where it's like, okay, I can have fun and I can be free, but I also need a little bit of this this groundedness, this responsibility. Like it seems to be very important for bigger changes that are coming your way, Sag. So yeah, I love that for you. You're becoming more and more responsible. We have empathy. I think you're yeah, I love that. I feel a maturity coming in for you. You're kind of like, okay, I'm being empathetic with myself, and I'm being empathetic with what's happening in my life right now, and I'm being positive, but at the same time yeah, you're kind of like creating space is almost what this is. Like, how can I create some space for myself by not putting myself into very risky situation, like spending all my money or doing too much, so that I can have some space, that if I have to take a sick day off or if something is not working, that I'm a little bit more set. And I feel like maybe that's a big shift for you in your mind, where maybe at some point in your life you were just like, you know, F it, whatever happens, happens. But then if something happens, you know, there was nothing else to go back to. And it's almost like you're changing that. You're becoming a bit more, yeah, you're building that without letting it make you super like rigid. And I love that. You're maturing a lot. Oh my god, these cards. Ooh, the King of Pentacles. But I almost feel like this is you. It's almost like you're taking the responsibility. It's like, you know what? I'm going to be more responsible. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to make it work. I can do this. You know, whoever thought I was too lenient or too this or too that, I'll show you. I'm the king, queen, emperor, empress, whatever I am, I'm all of it. And if I need to be this, even when the world is falling apart and all this fire energy is around me, I can still be stable, whether you think so, yes or no. So that's funny. Even though it's not your whole motivation, maybe there's a part of you that also wants to prove yourself. It's like, you know, yeah. Because I do think Sagittarius energy can be labeled as, oh, you just, you know, you're just juvenile, or you just this, or you're just that. But you're not. This month you really don't seem to come across like that at all. So I love that, Sag. Hi there, my beautiful Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, arising. Let's look into your predictions for Venus retrograde in Aries. Okay. We have Aquarius, Saturn in the 5th house for you. Let's see a little bit more. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus rising. Okay, so I do feel like this Venus retrograde, there may have been a couple things where you may have felt a little bit restricted, whether that was in your dating life or in something else in your life that you may have felt like you wanted to move forward in. I feel like you guys are becoming a little bit more emotionally open. So instead of, you know, being so logical with things or being so rational with things, I do feel like this Venus retrograde is kind of making you open your heart a little bit more, where it's like, okay, maybe, you know, I need to look a little bit deeper on how I've closed myself off to something, how I've maybe blocked a little bit of the flow of something. So maybe, wait, let me close the door. Yeah, so, you know, that could be in multiple ways, and that's not to like judge you, but maybe when we've gone through a breakup and, you know, when we start dating again, it's very normal that for the first period of time, we may kind of still have things in our heart that aren't healed to completely open up to someone new. But yeah, you're becoming more aware of your own, and I don't mean this in a rude way, but you're becoming aware of where your own red flags, so to say, maybe, and they're not necessarily red flags, but that's what the card is about. But also, again, not in a way of like, because I know Capricorn energy can be so tough on themselves, but it's kind of more like, okay, you know, when I'm in a relationship with people or when I'm in a friendship with someone, I have a tendency to at times do this when I'm getting close to people, or I may have a tendency to feel a bit possessive or this or that. And again, we all have this, but I do feel like you're getting more in touch with your shadow, where you may, yeah, the things that you feel like you need to be aware of to work on healthier partnerships, healthier friendships in your life. So if you're aware, like, okay, at times I may become controlling of people, or at other times I may become distant from people, or become emotionally distant. When you're more aware of that, it's like, okay, do I want to change a little bit of that because I do want to be friends with this person, or I do care about, you know, making this work. Maybe what is my responsibility in this and what is theirs? I feel like some of you are really looking at it like that. So whether you're in a relationship or you're just, you know, aware that your friendships or other partnerships are kind of important during this time, it's almost like you're maybe trying to look under a loop towards yourself and your dynamics within your relationships a bit more. Yeah, I love that. I feel like you guys are, yeah, kind of looking very intensely into some important stuff that is really maturing you a lot. Calling in your soulmate. By doing that, you're actually calling in better people for you, because you're like, okay, I don't have to be this version that I used to be. Like, I don't have to be on guard with people, or I don't have to be emotionally disconnected. Like, I don't have to be that version anymore, nor do I have to entertain certain people that I used to entertain. Like, I don't have to do that because I'm now healing. I'm becoming a different person. So it's like different things. Some of you are letting go of some guilt of the past, of when maybe you were a less mature version of yourself. Maybe you're letting go of some of the things that you may have felt like you weren't able to show up as much for certain people as you wanted to, or maybe you're releasing, yeah, by forgiving people who didn't show you, you know, the best versions of themselves all the time. Yeah, I would say forgiveness is a big thing for you with this retrograde, because you're making room to love again, or to love in a higher vibrational, where you don't always have to be guarded, or where you don't always have to feel that energy of like, I'm not good enough, or, you know, are they gonna leave? Can I withstand that? So there's a lot of beautiful healing to call in more high vibrational energy and maybe new partners. All right, Aquarius, let's look at your prediction for Venus retrograde. We have Virgo moon in the first house. Interesting. I always find it so interesting how the first half of the zodiac, so from kind of like Aries to Virgo, and then from Libra to Pisces, there's always a very different energy. I always find that super interesting. Okay, so we have some Virgo energy for you guys. Let's see. How is this Venus retrograde impacting my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Ooh, we have romantic feelings. You know, I feel like this Venus retrograde can really bring stuff like that up, right? Like, if we have unresolved crushes, or we have passions that we haven't explored, or things with people that we just kind of like underlyingly felt like, okay, no, let's push it away, it can come back to the surface in retrograde, Venus retrograde. But I also feel like you guys may be undergoing with the moon in Virgo and the first house. It's like, yeah, you're undergoing a little bit of this emotional healing as well. Like maybe at times there may have been an energy of like, let's not get too soppy or emotional, or let's not get too invested, and let's not go there. You know, Aquarius doesn't always like to go there, but there seems to be something in your emotional energy that's worth exploring this month. And whether that's with a person, or whether that's a different passion, or a different thing that's coming up for you, there's something that's worth exploring. And it's almost like you hadn't accessed that layer of your emotions yet, and you're guided to do so. And maybe even because we have a powerful full moon eclipse in Virgo, maybe that will be a potent time to show you like, hey, you've kind of been pushing this a little bit under the rug, or there is something. And if it is regarding another person, then maybe you're starting to see like, oh, maybe I do still have some feelings, or I do still have some healing to do regarding this, and I don't think I should just keep pressing it down. I should at least acknowledge it. Yeah, we have the King of Pentacles for you. And the Eight of Cups. Yeah. That's interesting. So you might kind of bounce a little bit between the idea of like, should I stay? Should I go? Should I explore whatever it is that I'm doing right now? Or should I leave? Should I, you know? I keep hearing that song, should I stay or should I go? And maybe that's within a relationship, right? Maybe it's like, okay, or maybe it's in a job, or maybe it's in somewhere else. There's something where you're kind of asking yourself, how do I really feel about this? Do I feel like I can make it here? Do I feel like I can make stability happen here? So sometimes it's a job, right? Like, do I feel like this is for the long term, or do I feel like it's time to go? Or with a person, do I feel like there's something worth getting out of this or not? And your feelings are starting to tell you something really, really important. And it's finally time where you're saying, you know, I'm going to start listening to it more. So maybe that you've been a little bit detached from that, and that eclipse season can really bring it up to the surface for you. Okay, last we have Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus rising, Venus retrograde for you. Okay, we have Pisces, Uranus in the 5th house. Okay, Pisces, how are you guys doing? We've had so much Pisces energy in the air. A lot of people were crashing out. I wonder if you have a lot of Pisces energy. Did you actually kind of love the slow bit of confusing energy that we've been dealing with? Because Pisces energy, you know, you can thrive in, yeah, where other people may crash out because they're like, what's going on? Pisces energy sometimes thrives in those circumstances. So I wonder what it would be like to have a lot of Pisces placements. I don't have them. Ooh. Okay, Pisces, I see a little bit more popularity for you with Venus retrograde. It's kind of like your aura, your energy is shaking some things up when it comes to the people around you with Venus retrograde. You may feel like more people are showing interest in you, whether that's romantic or friendship, or kind of wanting to gun for your time or for your energy in general. Yeah, and I do feel like in general you're feeling quite optimistic, in a sense that you can feel that this time more, you're very energetically sensitive to what's going on. So even though there's this energy where you're like, I'm not sure what this is about, I can feel like more is happening. I feel like people are kind of noticing me more, or I'm getting more people to like look at me or kind of like notice my energy. It's almost like you are taking that as a sign that your energy is becoming more high vibrational. And it is really true. I've experienced it myself as well. Like the more you level up spiritually and you take, you know, I believe the physical component with it, so you're working out or you're doing something that makes you feel beautiful, it's like an effect of, whoa, I mean, I've always looked a certain way, just like we all look a certain way. We can change the way we look, but it's the aura that really makes the biggest difference, right? And I feel like there's something about your aura that has been expanding and making you more attractive. And I think you are enjoying that, because it's like, you know what? You may not really know what you want when it comes to your dating life. Maybe some of you guys do. But some of you are also like, you know what? Maybe I should just enjoy that I'm getting a bit more attention, that my magnetism is expanding. And maybe you're just kind of eating it up. Maybe you're just like, if someone gives you a little compliment, you give them a smile. And then someone else does and you give them a smile. And it's almost like you're really going with that flow of like, yeah, you know what? I am magnetic. I hear someone like, I am that bitch. Okay, Pisces. Yeah, romanticism, but we cannot shake the romanticism out of a Pisces. So maybe you're feeling a little bit, you're really like in your feelings in a dreamy way in Venus retrograde, where it's like, you know, maybe you're forming crushes, maybe you're noticing people notice you more, but it's like, it's not that serious yet, I would say. It's just like floating feelings. And I think that's very Piscean. Like, okay, there are people watching me, maybe you're watching people, maybe you're forming crushes, or you're starting to feel more interested in different things. And you're kind of like, I feel like you're actually enjoying that energy quite a bit, but you're also living in a little bit of your fantasy land with this. And maybe part of you feels like, I don't know, I can, you know, maybe get this attention or crush, but I don't know if there's anything substantial about it. And maybe that can feel a bit tough as a Pisces, right? Like you may feel like it's an ever floating cloud that you're on. But yeah, Venus retrograde is going to be a tough time to, you know, bring in all the answers. So I think you're kind of rolling with the punches of like, at least I feel more desirable. At least I feel that way. Even if it's for now, it's in my mind, or it's just the spiritual experience for now. I guess we're floating with it. That's so cute. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do want to end the video by saying that in March, we're doing the Warrior Spirit manifestation program in the Goddess Tribe on Patreon, which is going to be crazy and cool and chaotic and beautiful and transformative, because it's eclipse season. We're working with our inner warrior spirit, alchemizing, transforming together by doing readings, subliminals, give you guys weekly astrology updates and tools to work with. And it's such an exciting time, so I would love to see more of you guys there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Have a good one. Bye.